Hey you too, Tech for Hire here. Motovlog 2. I know I said last one was 2.0, but that was because I screwed it up. So this is technically Motovlog 2. Volume 2, I should say. Ah, what a beautiful bike. What a beautiful day. Except for the fact I have to go to work. But that's what pays for the beautiful bike, so I guess it's kind of good that way. I'm running late. You know, it's always important to set your alarm so that you wake up when you're supposed to wake up. Make sure nobody kills me. Thank you very much. I remember taking that turn one time in my Honda. I hit the peg because I leaned too far. Oh Lord, that scared the hell out of me. You know what's interesting? The last time I rode the bike, I thought it dropped down to 2 bars of fuel, and now I have 4. So I don't think I mysteriously got more gas. So it's interesting how this thing reads. Oh great, I'm behind a garbage truck. It smells wonderful, by the way. Oh no, he's going to make a left turn. Oh, good Lord. Hey, Tech for Hire. Why were you late today? I was stuck behind a garbage truck. I don't think they'll buy that. I put some leather conditioner on my seat and it made it a little slick. So this will be interesting if I hit some bumps. No, I didn't put Armor All. Because that would have been dumb. Every time I ride this bike, I'm just, so happy. So happy. Balls. Ugh. That bump sucks regardless of bike. Hey, they're building something. Finally, retail shop. Cool. A lot of people think Bakersfield is the armpit of California, and for the most part they're right, but think of it as like it's starting to be a well-groomed armpit. So, you know, not something you would find on like a supermodel. You know, it's starting to look pretty hot, but taking time. It's affordable. Like the house I got, you know, I'm in the middle class, lower middle class, don't make a lot of money, just enough. And I could not afford to live in LA. That crap is way too expensive. Well, I could afford, but I'd be in an apartment. So out here, I got a house. It works out good. And it allows me to have my motorcycle. Somebody honked. Let's see, how many miles to one? So on MPG, I guess it's telling you how many miles per gallon you're getting while you're riding. I guess, well, let's see. Yeah. So this is like a, oops, neutral. So this is like, how fuel efficient can you be while riding at the moment? Oh Lord. 63.5, 65, woo, 71, 94, 99.9 miles per gallon. Yeah, that's not true. We know that's not true. Maybe going downhill. That's funny. I wonder what the miles per gallon would be on, like, you know, my normal speed, like 55 miles an hour. So at 50, well, this guy was in front of me. I don't want to spend too much time looking down at my speedometer, because people in Bakersfield do drive like idiots and they'll stop right in front of you. So I'm trying to look down at it and not kill myself. So it looks like the max miles per gallon you can get on this bike registering is 99.9. So as car manufacturers or bike manufacturers would say, it's electronically limited to 99.9 miles per gallon. Which means it's not actually limited, it just means that that's all it could register. So 55 miles an hour in fourth gear is 50 miles per gallon. It's pretty good. So it's safe to say, if you take this on a road trip, you'll do pretty good. I mean, that's not bad for a 1200cc bike. And you'll have to forgive me because I know it's a 2.4 gallon gas tank, but for some reason I have a 2.4 liter car, and every time I say 2.4 I have to say liter at the end of it. So I know that's completely inaccurate, especially for this bike, because a 2.4 liter tank would be less than a gallon of gas, and that's not true. So technically this is like a 9.08 liters, because that's what 2.4 gallons is. So for all you British guys, you're probably like rolling over going, it is not a 2.4 liter. I don't know why I sounded Russian, but So it's early in the morning. Nice Porsche. Oh shit. That is a nice Porsche. 911 Carrera GTS. Whew. I drove a 911 Carrera, not a GT, and that car was a lot of fun. It was a convertible, and I'm not a big fan of convertibles, but this car was nice. That's probably the only convertible I would ever want. But the way I drive, I would definitely want a hardtop to protect my frail little butt. I'll just go ahead and go around these suckers. I do need to adjust this pedal because it's too low. I think it's like perpendicular. Oh, I guess perpendicular would be correct. It's at the same height as the peg, so when I have to shift, I really have to get underneath it and click my foot up. No, it'd be not. I mean, the only problem that would suck with that is if I did that. You know, if I adjusted it up, that means when I want to downshift, I really have to pick my foot up. So, 67.2 miles per gallon, fifth gear, 50 miles an hour. I can't tell what RPM I'm in, but I'm sure it's pretty low because the bike feels like it's bogging down a little bit. Yeah, for those of you worried about miles per gallon on this thing, it's pretty darn efficient, it looks like. Unless this is all just a British blowjob and it's BS. So when you, I wouldn't say I'm speeding, but when you give it some throttle, it's down in the mid 30s and miles per gallon. Okay, so when you really pounce on it, and I'm not even really pouncing on it, but it gets in the mid 20s. So if you ride like a grandma, you'll get excellent miles per gallon on this thing. Okay, so I'm at 65 miles per gallon. For you blokes in the UK, it's 100 kilometers per hour. At fifth gear, I'll put in 6. So 100 kilometers per hour, I'm at 61.0 miles per gallon. I don't know what kilometers per hour would be. Or, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I know the USA is odd because we use, you know, SAE versus the metric system, but I guess metric system makes a little bit more sense, but we're Americans, so blow me. But I know because this bike is British, I gotta bust out all my metric tools, which is good because I have some. There's nothing more frustrating. Like, I expect a British bike to be, you know, have all the tools, be metric. I expect it. But like when, you know, I have an American car and you find out it's made in Mexico and all the parts are metric, that kind of pisses you off. So I think you got nothing against Mexico or the metric system. I just think it's peculiar. I got an itchy lip. Yeah. Who gets the green light? I think it's the blokes over there. Okay, okay. You know, I had to, once I bought the bike, I had all Alpine Stars jacket, you know, fairly nice stuff. And once I got this bike, I was like, oh shit, I gotta buy some Triumph gear. Because, you know, you gotta represent. Like, if I bought the Harley, I would have gone out and got a bunch of Harley stuff. The problem with Triumph stuff, though, is like, they make a decent leather jacket, you know, for this bike. It's called the bobber jacket, but it is butt ugly, you know, and there's no other gear. It's like either you get like retro leathers, which, you know, they're kind of, I'm not a greaser or a hipster, so that kind of look doesn't really work for me, but that's all you got. It's either that or like freaking rain gear. I'm not wearing that garbage. You know, it makes sense for, you know, the British guys because they're always in shitty weather, but I'm out here in California, man. I need some cool stuff. So I actually had to go on eBay and find some retro stuff that I actually like. Like this jacket's probably worn by a really fat, sweaty dude, but it's nice. Took pretty good care of it. I had to clean it up. Still got the liner in it. My Alpine Stars jacket was more for sport bikes. It's a MX-1 jacket, so it's got that big hump in the back. It just would look really weird on this bobber. So I wonder if the next button is my average miles per gallon. Oh yeah. So on my trip to work, that's like, you know, 15-minute ride or whatever, I am averaging 42.1 miles per gallon. It's pretty good. And that's not bad for city driving. I would imagine, like I said before, on a longer trip, I would do pretty good. Do not come over here. Lady looked like she was coming into my lane. It's a copa. I know that's not how the British. I gotta work on my British accent. I gotta get all the slang down. That way, you know, they're like, "Oi!" I know that's like I'm sure British guys absolutely hate Americans because we f up their accents all the time. But honestly, when you guys do an American accent, come on. Which one is it normally? It's either a California guy or a Texan guy, right? same difference. I got a cop next to me. So one thing is Bakersfield is these roads kind of suck. But what are you gonna do? Do. Almost there. I'm totally late. Oops. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that when you have an important function, you know, like your job, that you set your alarm. Yeah, it's kind of important. My kid hadn't been blabbering in the morning, I would still be asleep right now. Which isn't good to go riding when you're tired, but I guess that just means that I didn't ride like an a-hole all that much. All right. Well, had a few people ask me about the miles per gallon on this bike. So, looks like city driving, again, I don't know freeway, city driving, we're talking 42 miles per gallon, at least in that little jaunt that I did. So, didn't really ride very fast. You know, I wasn't aggressive, but again, I wasn't slow either. So, there you go. Now you know what the, or at least have an idea of what the miles per gallon is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, which will probably be when I get off work. Have a good one. I always say have a good one. Yeah. All right. Bye.